The Beastlands lay before you, a realm that pulsates with primal life. Dense canopies of ancient trees stretch upwards, their leaves a vibrant tapestry, swaying gently in a harmonious breeze. Ethereal beams of sunlight pierce through the foliage, dappling the ground in soft, shifting patterns. In the distance, you hear the chirping symphony of unseen creatures, mingling with the rustle of underbrush, as the air itself seems to hum with an ancient, untamed magic.
I step forward to the edge of the dense forest and reach out my hand, conjuring a small flame to cast gentle light around us. Let's move quietly and keep our eyes open for any signs of danger or opportunity.
I grunt, stepping up beside Pyra with my shield held firm. Aye, let's be off then, but stay close. Trouble's always lurking in places like these. I scan the surroundings for any immediate threats, ready to defend my companions.
I grin, eager to explore and slip into the shadows just beyond the flickering light of Pyra's flame. I'll scout ahead. Keep your eyes peeled for anything I might miss. I move silently through the brush, eyes keen for traps or hidden pathways.
I raise my hand and softly chant an invocation to Kelemvor, casting Detect Magic to unveil any hidden arcane energies in our surroundings. Death walks with us, unseen. Let us uncover what is concealed.
As the party advances deeper into the forest, a sudden rustle in the bushes freezes everyone in their tracks. Out leaps a monstrous panther, its fur black as the night sky, and eyes that burn with a predatory glow. It's upon Wisp in the blink of an eye, swiping with its deadly claws. The young halfling narrowly rolls out of the way, the beast's claws tearing into the ground where he stood just moments before. Feeling the presence of concealed magic, Seraph's eyes narrow on a seemingly innocuous patch of flowers. She steps forward and whispers a prayer to Kelemvor, revealing a faint magical aura around the flowers. Something or someone is hiding more than nature's dangers here, she warns the group as her eyes peer deeper into the mystical concealment.
I thrust my hand toward the panther, a blazing stream of fire cascading from my fingertips to create a wall of flame between us and the beast. Let's get some space and figure out what else is hidden here.
I bellow a fierce battle cry and charge at the panther, slamming my shield into its side to knock it off balance and draw its attention away from Wisp. Over here, ye oversized furball!
I use the moment of distraction created by Pyra and Thoradin to slip into the shadows and move around the panther, aiming to get closer to the magical flowers Seraph indicated. Let's see what's hidden behind door number 1, I murmur to myself as I make my way stealthily towards the patch of flowers, eyes peeled for any traps or secondary threats.
I raise my silvered holy symbol of Kelemvor, utter a soft prayer, and cast command on the panther, my voice echoing with otherworldly authority. Flee.
The feral panther's glowing eyes dart towards Seraph as her command resonates. For a heartbeat, it wavers, hissing, then abruptly turns and bolts into the underbrush, vanishing almost as quickly as it appeared. In the ensuing calm, Wisp reaches the mysterious flowers, only to find a cleverly concealed trap. A snare. His keen reflexes allow him to avoid it just in time, but the discovery hints at a more cunning presence in the forest. The air grows heavier with anticipation as Pyra's firewall flickers and burns, casting ominous shadows on ancient trees. In the distance, the faint sound of chanting becomes discernible, hinting at other entities lurking in the depths of the Beastlands, perhaps drawn to the commotion.
I narrow my eyes at the sound of distant chanting and dispel my firewall, instead conjuring a small, intense ball of fire in my hand. We need to uncover who's behind that chanting, I say, as I send the fireball flying into the trees to illuminate and possibly reveal whoever might be hiding there.
I tighten my grip on my shield and warhammer, moving to form a protective line between my companions and the direction of the chanting. Stay sharp, everyone. I'll keep watch. No one's getting past me. I plant my feet firmly, ready to intercept any threat that might emerge from the shadows.
Seeing the trap, I disarm it quickly and then follow the sound of the chanting, using the cover of shadows to remain unseen and silent. Time to get a closer look at our mysterious chanters, I whisper as I move stealthily towards the source of the chanting, keeping my eyes and ears alert for any more traps or surprises.
I clutch my holy symbol once more and chant a prayer to Kelemvor, casting silence in the direction of the chanting voices, hoping to create a zone of quiet to cut off their incantations and disorient them. Let death's silence shroud their tongues.
As the ball of fire from Pyra's hand hurtles through the trees, it briefly illuminates a shadowy figure cloaked in dark robes before it bursts against the trunk of a massive oak. The chanting falters but doesn't stop entirely, their incantations now muffled, thanks to Seraph's silence spell. Wisp creeps closer, moving like a shadow within the silence zone, where he sees a circle of 4 hooded figures surrounding a glowing arcane sigil etched into the forest floor. Thoradin stands firm, guarding his companions as a sudden, eerie howl echoes through the trees, suggesting that the panther, or perhaps something even more fearsome, might be returning. The silent chant continues its rhythm, and the tension in the air solidifies. Whatever ritual is being performed may soon reach its crescendo.
I take a deep breath and conjure a thin stream of piercing white-hot fire to etch a burning circle around the hooded figures, hoping to break their concentration and disrupt the ritual. Time to make things a bit hotter for our cloaked friends.
I grip my warhammer tightly and charge towards the cloaked figures, aiming to crash into their circle and scatter them with the sheer brute force of my shield. Time to break up this little gathering.
I stay low and move quickly around the circle of hooded figures, positioning myself behind the nearest one. With a swift motion, I draw my dagger and press it gently against their back, whispering, "What's the magic word to stop this ritual?"
I step forward, raising my holy symbol high as I call upon Kelemvor's power once more, casting bane on the hooded figures, my voice resonating with a chilling finality. Feel the weight of death's touch. Your will falters here.
The fire from Pyra's hand carves a scorching ring around the hooded figures, who reel back, their dark hoods whipping around as they instinctively dodge away from the heat. In the chaos, Thoradin barrels into the circle, his shield smashing into one of the figures, sending them sprawling onto the glyph-covered forest floor. Wisp's knife presses into the back of one of the ritualists, his whispered words making them freeze, eyes wide with terror. As Seraph's chant imbues the area with Kelemvor's curse, racking the figures with a debilitating fear, the air grows thicker, a prelude to the darkness that wreathes closer from the woods, where shadows coil, awaiting their chance to strike.
I take advantage of the chaos and step forward, focusing my fiery energy into a precise bolt of molten fire, aiming directly at the center of the glyph on the forest floor to disrupt the arcane sigil. Let's put an end to this spell.
I use my warhammer to knock out the ritualist beside me, aiming to break their concentration and further disrupt the ritual. You're not casting any more spells today.
Watching the ritualist reel from the combined assault, I use the moment of confusion to deftly tie the hands of the one I'm threatening with my dagger, hoping to gather some information. Start talking, or you'll be regretting more than just broken spells.
I raise my hand once more, calling upon the grace of Kelemvor to cast Hold Person on the struggling ritualists, my voice echoing with an eerie calm. Be still, for death's embrace takes the restless first.
The molten fire from Pyra's hand impacts the glyph, causing it to flare with a blinding light before shattering into smoldering fragments. The ritualists falter as the glowing sigil crumbles, their dark magic expelling a visible pulse of arcane energy that rushes outwards, knocking some of them off their feet. Thoradin's warhammer connects with another ritualist, the force of the blow snapping the hooded figure's neck, their body collapsing lifelessly. Wisp quickly binds the captive's hands, who trembles but remains tight-lipped, eyes darting around in fear. Seraph's hold person solidifies over the remaining ritualists, their bodies seizing up as they slump to the ground, paralyzed. The forest falls into an eerie silence, only punctuated by the distant, echoing howl. The danger has subsided, but ominous eyes still watch from the shadows.
I lower my hands, the flames dissipating as I stride confidently toward the paralyzed ritualists. Now, who sent you here, and what was your ritual supposed to achieve? Talk, or I'll light things up again.
I plant my warhammer firmly on the ground and turn my glare upon the remaining ritualists, leaning in close to the one who's bound. Better start speaking, or you'll find out just how hard a dwarf's warhammer can hit.
I keep my dagger pressed lightly to the bound ritualist's back and lean in close, my tone dangerously low. Your friends are gonna be as cold as that sigil if you don't spill. Who sent you, and what were you trying to summon?
I step closer to the paralyzed figures, my voice a soft murmur that carries the weight of inevitability as I cast Zone of Truth, ensuring that they can speak only the truth. Answer now, for the lies you cling to are but fleeting shadows against the permanence of death.
As the Zone of Truth settles around the ritualists, their eyes widen with the realization that they are bound by magical compulsion. One of them, a gaunt figure with hollow cheeks and fearful eyes, whispers hoarsely, "We serve Zarathus, the Ancient One. The ritual was meant to summon his essence to this realm. You have already disrupted it." The forest seems to exhale around you, the trees swaying in a breeze that wasn't there before. Seraph's spell compels more information. The paralyzed ritualists mutter disjointedly about an ancient ruin deeper in the Beastlands, where Zarathus's full power is said to be sealed. The distant howl returns, more urgent and closer than before, hinting at a greater darkness swiftly approaching.
I conjure a flickering, multicolored flame above my hand, its light dancing menacingly, and step closer to the gaunt figure. Zarathus isn't getting any second chances. Tell us exactly where this ancient ruin is, or I'll make sure you get a taste of the flames before whatever's coming finishes the job.
I tighten my grip on my warhammer, leaning down to be eye to eye with the gaunt figure. And don't try any funny business. Spill it now, or you'll find out how persuasive a dwarf's warhammer can be.
I keep my dagger ready and flash a mischievous grin at the gaunt figure, adding, "You heard the lady and the dwarf? Talk, or we might just leave you for whatever's howling out there."
I tighten my grip on my holy symbol and step even closer, my breath cold and steady. The shadow that hunts you is merciless. Tell us where the ruin lies, or your final breath will be one of terror.
At 37, the gaunt ritualist, now visibly shaking, stammers out, "South of here, a day's journey, through the dense forest, by the Bloodroot River. There, you'll find the ancient ruin." The distant howls grow ever closer, reverberating through the forest with a haunting urgency, freezing your blood as you realize the time for questioning is shortening. The shadows around the group warp and twist, revealing a pair of glowing eyes, larger and more menacing than the panther's. As the ritualists shudder and despair, Seraph's spell holds firm, and the forest around you grows silent. It's clear you have mere moments before whatever is approaching pounces.
I concentrate and summon a brilliant orb of flame above me, flinging it toward the approaching eyes in the shadows to buy us time. "Keep moving! We need to get to the Bloodroot River before whatever that is catches us!"
I lift my warhammer high and smash it into the ground, creating a thunderous shockwave to disorient whatever's lurking in the shadows. You heard her! Move! Now!
I slip into the shadows, moving quickly and quietly around the group to find the best path forward through the forest, searching for any signs of the Bloodroot River. I'll find us a clear route. Stay close and ready to move.
I raise my holy symbol and invoke the divine protection of Kelemvor, casting spirit guardians to encircle our party with spectral protective apparitions that hinder any approaching threats. Let the phantoms of the departed shield our passage,